Thank you. All right, so my name is Robert Ponzio. Everybody calls me Ponz. I'm an artist. I carve images into large wood panels, and this piece up here is located at the B.B. King Museum in Mississippi. I am chair of the arts department at Oak Hall School, which is in Gainesville, and I also co-curator at the Cochran Gallery, where we like to show as many globally themed cultural sort of exhibitions as possible. One of my favorites has been One Mountain, Many Paths. This was organized in response to Gainesville's infamous Quran-burning preacher not long ago. We pulled together artists from all different faiths and no faiths to come together in unity against his actions. Our school's mission statement reads, preparing students for ethical leadership in a diverse and global society, and this is something that we take very seriously. This map represents our global outreach countries that we've touched in some way through a variety of different projects at our school. So I've been asked to explain sort of how can one pursue a global education. My first word of advice would be to travel. All right, you got to get out there yourself somehow. Now that might be difficult. In fact, I come to travel very late in life. Right? The year 2000, I was in between classes on my computer, and an English teacher had organized a trip to England. But the last minute, she couldn't make it, and an email went out, and luckily I was the one to respond. Next thing I know, I'm in England, traveling around, and I was hooked. Okay, this is my first time out of the country. After that, I came back inspired. I started organizing trips myself through tour companies. I had to see Japan, and that was a really inspirational trip. Now, what I found out is that you only need 6 people to recruit for you to go for free with these tour companies. So that's a doable thing, right? You get 12, you get a second chaperone. So it's possible, especially if you're an upper school teacher or people from the community. I can't go back. There we go. Sorry. Don't take this up my time. All right, the second thing would be reach out through technology. This is something that you all should be able to do. You're not alone in this. There's organizations out there that can hook you up with schools overseas. One of the best organizations I've worked with is IREX, okay? That's a State Department-funded program that can hook you up with schools of all over the world for short or long-term projects, all online, all based in English. Typical art project for us would be we paint pictures of great Americans, they paint pictures of great Uzbeks, we discuss them in English, and occasionally we Skype each other to try to meet and befriend each other over the internet. We've done similar projects with Turkmenistan and Kyrgyzstan, and the Kyrgyzstan project actually led to our peer teacher coming to visit us here at our school for a week, and that proved to be a really valuable experience for us and further cemented our relationship. All right, the third point is take advantage of educational opportunities. Okay, you're doing so right now, and that's a great thing, but the University of Florida in this town, the Harn Museum, for instance, they always put on great teacher workshops. And I want to encourage you to go to these not only for the content that you think is going to be provided, but for the unexpected things that come up in the conferences. One workshop that I went to, I was introduced to a woman from the U.S.-China Exchange Initiative out of Boston. And what they do is pair up U.S. schools with Chinese schools. So I brought this information back to my administration, and we decided to go for it. It took a couple of years of letter writing, and eventually we found ourselves in China, made an agreement with Chengzhou, a school in Chengzhou, China, and for last 8 years we've done student exchanges with our sister school. It's been really great to be able to not only bring our kids to China to show them the sights, but the most valuable part is to visit the school itself. This school in particular is over 1,250 years old. Okay? Our school turned 45 this year, so big difference in history. They've got great alumni who are famous generals and poets, and it's an absolutely amazing historic campus. Our students are basically turned over to them for a week. They become members of a class. They're shown, they go to classes with the students. But the part I'm jealous about is our students get to do homestays. This was very important for us. We negotiated homestays for all of our students. And this, when you're living with somebody, you really see how they live and you really make a better relationship. For that week, it's easy on the teachers. We get to teach a little bit, we play, I try to paint, throw the frisbee, and we get destroyed at ping pong every time we go. They've come to us as well, and every time we try to just simply extend a welcome to them and make their visit with us as enriching as possible as well. All right, another unforeseen thing happened. I went to a University of Florida workshop which was designed to study Qing Dynasty scrolls to learn about that particular era of history. Well, while I was doing some research during the class, I came across this small reference that mentioned Chengzhou, China, but there was no pictures of this scroll. I had to see it, okay, so I start writing letters. I make a connection. Next thing I know, I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, where they pull it out of the vaults. I met the collectors. This thing hadn't been out of the vault since the early 80s. And there it was, the city walls of Chengzhou and a beautiful bridge. Now, I had never seen this myself in person, but they were kind enough in Phoenix to give me a digital scan of the scroll where I then printed it out, presented it to our counterparts. They immediately got excited, changed our afternoon plans, With a TV crew in tow, we visited there was the wall and there was the bridge. So for me personally, this was an amazing experience. All right, my fourth point is you got to show value, all right? You're asking people to support your ideas, okay? If you show some results, it will help you do other projects in the future. When the story of the scroll hit in China, it made national news in China, TV as well as print media, okay? That showed value for that school. They have to get governmental permission to participate in these things, all right? This helps it helps them, it helps us, and it cemented the relationship, you know, hopefully it'll last forever. Next, utilize community connections, okay? Again, Gainesville is a great place. A lot of connections in Gainesville through university. People are coming through the town all the time, through the museums. Let them know that if a visitor comes to town, you want them to visit your classroom. They're more than happy to. A lot of these visitors want to visit schools, okay? Dr. Shozo Sato came from the Harn Museum. Okay, they brought him out. He's a calligraphy expert from Japan. One day we were studying Ragamala painting based on the recent Harn exhibition. I'm driving across campus, see a bunch of Indian guys playing cricket. I pull over, start talking to them. They come on out. They're happy to come on out and play cricket, bring their equipment. They teach us about the importance of that in their culture. So, you know, it doesn't cost nothing. You just got to make a friend. Andros Island, Bahamas. I skipped the slide. We, through another community connection, we found a teacher who was working in Andros Island, Bahamas. We went down there and initially formed a sister school program. We started by painting a mural together. All right, that grew over time into music exchanges, computer lab projects created by our school's surplus computers. Our tech guy went down there and set them up. Again, this proved to be a really productive relationship. You know, they can't contribute material things back. It's a very poor place, the biggest island on the Bahamas chain, but it's also the poorest. But they can contribute their teachers who came and taught us about folklore and literature, all right, from Bahamian. They sent basket weavers and famous wood carvers, okay? All right, one of the greatest community resources, in my opinion, that we have in Gainesville is the Sister City program. We've got, I think, 9 sister cities officially, official Sister City programs. Through this program, again, they've sent teachers to us, visitors from any number of these delegations from different countries, different cities will come through. Let them know you're interested, okay? They might want to bring out some visitors to you as well. All right, one of the most unique sister city programs that Gainesville has started, thanks to Steve Kalishman's efforts, is a 3-way sister city program between Israel, Kfar Saba, Qalqilia, Palestine, and Gainesville, Florida. I was honored to be asked to be part of a delegation that visited not too long ago, and we had the chance to visit schools, meet with artists, and generally interact. We were traveling with a hip-hop band, positive music called Luminaries, and it was great. Everywhere we went, we just made friends. We played together, we painted together, and just simply were ourselves, okay? We moved over into Qalqilia, which has the unique distinction of being almost completely surrounded by this security wall, which is very intimidating. But once you get past that, we're welcomed by warm, loving people who are just happy to have us there. We got to visit schools, again, work with kids. Of course, we jammed with them and generally had a wonderful time together playing. We got a chance to do some hacky sacks, some frisbee, some soccer, and just made some friends, okay? That wall was calling to me as an artist. I had to leave some kind of mark, so got some kids together, and we went out to the wall and created this image of the 3-way Sister City logo on the security wall, in visible sight of the main gate where the Israeli soldiers would be stationed. Also got a chance to leave this mural in the Qalqilia Women's Center. We know that the Women's Center is a real power place for the community, so I was really proud of that. The whole point of this 3-way Sister City program, we know that they won't necessarily talk to each other, but if you get an American city in the mix, it changes the dynamic. And we got a chance we had dozens of meetings all over the country, meeting with mayors, governors, university presidents, Nobel Peace Prize winners, Israelis, to spread this idea, and we were universally met with a positive outlook on that. Okay, another very strong program I'm sure you guys are aware of is the Gainesville Sister City program with Jacmel Haiti. And I'm happy to welcome some friends I noticed in the audience here. If you didn't know, this is Haiti Week. If you don't know about Jacmel is the cultural capital of Haiti. It's home to Carnival, and these are the people who make it work. Okay, they're the ones who do the art, make the puppets, make it colorful, make everyone travel from miles around to celebrate with them. It's largely centered around a school called Posage, which I was very happy to be part of one of the delegations to visit, and I was completely welcomed with open arms into Posage and into the community. We painted together, collaborative painting, which was great fun. But even more, they were kind enough to bring us up to the mountaintop over Jacmel, down into what's called Bassin Bleu, which is an amazingly beautiful place where we spent the afternoon jamming on that big rock, which was a great time. So thank you guys for that. They've, in turn, visited our school a couple of times. They've always been wonderful with the students, creating art, talking to our students, teaching them about their art, their culture, their ideas, and they've inspired us to even try to make some of our own Haitian-inspired street puppets. So, all right, number 6. You got to build relationships if this is going to work, okay? The day I was standing on my campus, I had a Chinese delegation on one side, Haitian delegation on the other side. We can't even speak each other's languages in every case, okay? One thing we could do, we could speak through art, okay? The universal language of art. We decided to have what we called a global painting party. Everybody was there, we all painted together, the musicians jammed. It was just a great afternoon in the beautiful Florida weather. And it's a day I won't soon forget. Since then, we've had several delegations visit, one from Kfar Saba. We're exploring bringing students to us from their country. We're hoping to have that happen at the same time as the Palestinians. But last April, we did receive a delegation of students from Palestine, 2 of which were deaf. 2 of the girls were deaf. So we decided to do a drum lesson for them in their honor, and they couldn't hear the music, but they could feel it with the power of the drums. And again, we just did our best to extend our hand to them, and they were great, talking to our students about their situation in which they live. Of course, we did a mural at the 34th Street wall. I don't know why this is doing this. Where we tried to, make an image, leave that Sister Cities logo again, similar to the one in their town that we did before. So, personal relationships are the key, okay? We're educators. We're making leaders for the future, okay? When students get to meet each other and you get to meet your counterparts and make friends, genuine friends, things happen. One of the students went on the Andros Island trip, noticed that at a track meet, half the kids didn't have shoes. So she came back, she decided, I'm going to collect shoes. So she got with all her friends at first, and it exploded. She's collected thousands of pairs of shoes. She even formed a nonprofit corporation and expanded the operation to Jamaica as well. So that was a great unexpected benefit. We found out that in all of the West Bank, there's no educational opportunities for high school students at all, okay? They don't have a high school if you're deaf. That's a travesty. So Gainesville residents and our students decided to put together this website in an attempt to fundraise some money to help them build a deaf school in Calkilia that will serve all of the West Bank. So we're very hopeful that this will eventually take place. So when your administrators or anybody asks why global education, I think the main answer I can see is it breaks down stereotypes. When you know somebody personally, and then when you see something on the news, and you hear something that doesn't sound exactly right, it makes you think a little bit differently. Okay, when you see a lady from Kyrgyzstan who's never seen the ocean before run down to the shore like a little kid, can't wait to get her feet in the ocean, okay, that's very inspiring. When you see a boy from Palestine who can see the ocean from the tallest buildings of his city, but can never go there because of the security situation, when he gets to the beach and you know that feeling where the waves are pulling your feet in and he's amazed by that, that's an inspiring day, okay? That inspires people. When you see a deaf girl from Palestine, see, her face light up from the magic of Disney World, that's an inspiring thing, okay? These are real people, and when your students meet these real people, it changes their lives, it opens their minds. So I want to encourage you guys all to pursue a global education through your own curriculums in your own way.